What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Hockey Lab podcast. As always, I'm your host, Coach A.
Coach Gards here.
What's going on?
Man, we're good.
It's two for two weeks in a row.
We're early, actually. Yeah. It's a Tuesday.
Impatient with action,
Yes.
Patient with results.
I like that.
Just like we talked about right before the episode. Although, Cam does a lot of great things for us. One of the things that Cam doesn't do well is captions. I don't know if you noticed on that video, but at the end of it, it says when you're doing the beef test.
I saw that. The beef test.
The beep test.
I know.
Cam,
I saw that.
not the beef test.
Maybe he's never done the beef test.
Yeah, the beef test. Yeah.
We're talking about A's great speech with the, was it U13 Marlies or U14 Marlies?
U14, I think.
U14 Marlies,
yeah. The beef test. You want to, 135, let it rest for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice medium rare.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got what? Two guys left, 3 guys left, pro guys.
Two,
that's it.
That's it. Yeah, 2 guys. But we're very excited. Tomorrow we have 11 PWHL ladies coming in to train. We will see how that goes. They are, their schedule's a little bit different, so they're kind of in 2 months out from the start of the season.
We kind of have 3 off seasons, right? You've got the Euro off season.
Yeah.
Which historically we haven't been well positioned.
Starting tonight. I talked to the boys.
Did
all
you?
the boys. Yeah, I sent a message to Drake and Tierns and Shorzy. Shorzy, I think's already started, but the Swiss guys start tonight.
Yeah. So you get the Euro off season, which is a little bit earlier than the main NHL off season, and now we got the P-Dub.
Yeah.
So
and it's all weird this year too with the Olympic break. So
that's right.
Shout out to our Swiss guy Attilo Biasca too. Let's have a good year in Freiburg. So.
The Dogs just got Adam Banach. Czech player.
Yes, I saw him come in.
Right,
yeah,
so he, first off, craziest stick I've ever seen. 4 of them in there. I'm like, whose sticks are these? They're cut down, obviously, because he's not the tallest guy. No tape on the top. 0.
Nothing.
0.
Like even the little rubber things on top there?
No. Just
really?
Right across. And in fact, you can't do that in the OHL.
Yeah.
So he has to put at least a strip of tape. So he tried this tiny little strip knob, and he's like, I hated it. So anyway, he has to figure that out. But I could not. I'm like, how many pairs of gloves do you go through a year?
Yeah.
And he's like, 1. Why? Like, because you've raw metal, exposed sharp edges.
I played with a guy one of the years. He came over. He was a Montreal draft pick, 3rd overall. We'll have to find him because he was a little guy, Czech guy too, and he was reminded me of the size of Banach, but. He had a stick, like a long stick.
Oh, really?
Long. And, man, he played him, I want to say he was in Bern or Freiburg with me. Freiburg, maybe, just for a bit. But, man, what hands on him. But this, stick was as tall as he was. And he wasn't big, but it was, insane how he could move this thing around. So, I think he was a third round pick to Montreal.
Was this
Czech guy back maybe 10 years.
Well, the Dogs have 3 Czech guys. That'll be on the national team for World Juniors this year, and then a few boys that'll probably be on the Canadian team.
Czech program's made a comeback, man.
Has it ever?
Made a comeback. They have some great hockey players coming out of there.
Well, yeah, it was
big and strong.
And then I knew that he had played in Trinich growing up, that was his thing. And so they've won 4 years, and we work with a bunch of guys in the team there. Yeah. So it was nice. We had a little
awesome
a little bonding moment yesterday, but he flies. Yeah. So fun player to watch. Anyway, craziest stick, and then you got the big Russian Alex Marnov. I don't even know him. Big Al. He is
7 footer.
7 foot. Animal. Yeah. His stick, I could get onto my roof with his stick.
Is there a rule on that? Maybe it's a good.
I could lean it against the wall, climb up on my roof.
It's good for leaf removal.
Yeah, 100%. Clean the gutters with it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is there a rule on what?
Well, of length of stick.
I don't know.
Zdeno had a rule, right?
There might be. He's right up against it anyway, but he's going to be a really good player too. So, so we had that. We had a tournament this past weekend here. Boys, a couple of the everyday Joes,
beer leaguers,
got to feel like pros in the locker room this past weekend. So that was, I'm sure, pretty fun for a lot of those guys.
Living out dreams, probably.
Yeah, undoubtedly, for sure. The actually 97 was in today because he had to come back in town for a shoot, and his manager trained with him, or his, I don't know, whatever. I'm not sure AP's exact title, but as we were walking into the gym, he's like, "This is like what is it, like Pros versus Joes?" You remember the show?
Oh yeah,
They had.
He came in on Sunday.
No, like today.
Oh,
he trained today. He's like, "This is like pros versus Joes. We'll just do the same workout. We'll see how it goes." So yeah, it was fun to watch.
Nice.
But Yeah, that's what's going on. I don't know. You guys, when's the season start? This week? First games?
No, not till October.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we got
You guys have a full
full
month of
month. Yeah,
preseason
it's like
as well?
we talked about last time, right on the pod.
That is
It's like
crazy.
so kids are starting back to school. We got a couple exhibition games. We got a tournament coming up. A lot of the preseason tournaments. You got like
Which ones?
there's the big Marlies have a tournament for the younger ages, and then the Red Wings have a tournament. That's the big one
right.
for
Yep.
our boy Cam over there. And we host the YSC. It's called the Quinton Byfield now.
Oh, yeah?
The QB Quinton Byfield Steam Train Tournament.
The
Pretty
QB
cool.
steam train.
Yeah, it's called the Quinton Byfield. So we have
That's actually really sick.
So they have 5 American teams coming up, and we have 5 Canadian teams with special jerseys, flags on them, and we go after it. So
Did you guys, is it 5-5 for a reason? Is that
no,
Oh, okay.
but oh wow,
55?
yeah, maybe.
so?
So you play 4 games,
Okay.
and then everybody plays on Sunday at SAC.
Oh,
so
sick.
Exciting.
Okay,
yeah.
well,
So
that's this weekend?
2 weekends.
2
from now.
weekends, all
So
right. Yeah,
we
well,
got
that's
one more
coming.
weekend of practices, game. So we're good.
Yeah, we got to get the full schedule laid out for when all the guys and girls play to get out to some more games this year.
Yeah, I've been following the OHL like preseason. It's exciting to see our guys go. Freeman, Buckman doing great. Obviously Griff, Sammy. So Noah had a good game the other day. So
Well, I learned last week that CHL TV is no longer, and it's all on Flow Hockey.
Yeah.
Right. And so I got Flow Hockey because we're gonna watch a bunch of games, but they have everything on there, right? So last night I watched a couple of the boys play. Newmarket was playing in the OHL. That game was on, so I watched like half a period of that. Benny Maharaj was there.
yeah,
And then or his team anyway. I don't know if Ben was playing or if he was still at camp. And then the Noj was on. I watched the Blind River Beavers for a few minutes as well.
I was watching our boy Rexy was at the
Pat's camp.
Pat's camp, and then our boy
Pat's
camp, and then Maddox had a nice little snipe the other day too. So
Yeah. Anyway,
Kid's
I
gonna be-
didn't know Flow Hockey. I had no idea.
Yeah,
You had
Flow
access
Hockey.
to that. So everything was on there.
cool.
So we watched that. But anyway, all right, let's hop into it.
'Kay.
Okay. Top of the list. We're going to talk about how the demand changes as you go from minor hockey to junior and then junior to pro. And I would also say in some respects, like when you go from one team to another, I guess, right? Like as the switch. I mean, it's a long time ago, but like, do you remember going from minor hockey to junior? What that was like for you as a player?
I mean, it was an eye opener. I don't think I was prepared enough and ready enough. I mean, I think I think this facility is testament to how kids can be prepared and more ready for the next step. From a strength perspective, I think. You hope to go to a team that has good leadership and good culture. That's next on the list there. But to help bring the young guys up. But I think the biggest thing for me was just learning. The next step was learning how to be a pro, how to handle yourself, how to take care of yourself, how to the pre and post sort of practices, post games. During off days, how to do all that kind of stuff. From minor hockey to the OHL, it was just more of a shock and just like, wow, like we're in one now. Like these are men. Like we got beat up bad. We were a bad hockey team, but it's just
Well, the league, we talked about this. I
Yeah.
don't know if we talked about it on the pod, but like the OHL used to be so tough. Like,
yeah. it
like
was-
not that, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still tough guys in the league,
Yeah.
but on the whole, it's like every team had 3 or 4 real tough guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, you used to go. I mean, you're from the Sioux. We used to go up to the Sioux, and it was like Joe was there and Thornton, and it was just like you had the different rules up there because you had the refs were just from there. But like it was some of the places you went into play, it was tough, and if you weren't expecting it or ready for it, it was a shock. I wasn't one of the toughest guys. I didn't fight much, but I got beat up a couple times. But
The old Memorial Gardens, all the beers sloped down
Yeah.
for both sides because
Yeah.
it was collapsing.
yeah, it's just so I don't know if you can mentally prepare it, and I think there's so many changes throughout the season, right? For these OHL guys, like you're going to see it too, right? A lot of guys will go off to NHL camp, so maybe the younger guys will play, so maybe the pace will be a little bit lower, and then those guys will come back and it'll bump the pace up, and then you'll get to Christmas, it'll bump it even more. So, yeah, I think that the change, the demand is just everything's a little bit more intricate, everything's a little bit more detailed, everything's a little bit more controlled. Everything is like what you're doing with Brantford. You're changing things, right?
Yeah, we're definitely like looking to as part of the bigger team. Like I think everyone's been really bought on board, which has been good with it. But I wanted to ask you something off of that. You were talking about junior to pro and just like understanding what it means. Oh, in terms of schedule, we had this conversation yesterday. What do you think's better for development? Like for preparing you for the pro game. Do you think it's better to be on an OHL schedule where you play? I know you play. There's a lot of weekend games, but you do have midweek games, and you have more of a pro schedule, especially as it gets later.
Yeah.
On in the season, like as you get onto playoff run, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's better to play college hockey and have more time for development Monday through Thursday,
Right.
or Sunday through Thursday, and then play Friday,
yeah.
Saturday? Because Fogel's one of the few guys I know that's done both.
Right.
And so he talked about that a little bit, but I was curious what you think as a...
Well, I think a lot of guys are going to get both now, right, with the new rules. You will
Right.
play 2 years in the OHL, and then maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you'll go to school.
Yeah.
I think there's only a select few of guys, like a handful of guys, that are going to make that jump right away. And I think everybody's going to end up, they probably have to go play or they will go play in the AHL. So then it changes again. But I think just getting into a good rhythm in the OHL is probably the best. I mean, it keeps you, going. But like, I think it's just how you are able to prepare and how you're able to like decompress after games and how you can get going again after. And so if you can teach your body to adapt to that earlier on, then I think you're better set. But I think it's more of a mental grind if you're not ready for it. Like if you shut your brain down maybe and just train for Monday to Thursday, and then you have to if you're one of those guys, you have to switch it on. You're like, okay, now it's game time. Whereas I always used to love lots of games. So if you get that in the O where it's just like bam, 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 and okay, it's a deload practice, but I still get what I got to do, and then I'm ready to go. I like that better. I think that gives you an easier jump into it.
Into pro hockey. So then what do you think for one step down then, for minor hockey going into junior? Do you think it'd be better to be academy system where you, how's it work in Europe? You play in, let's say I play for Freiburg as a junior. Do I play weekends?
Yes.
Okay. And then Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, you're a school, right?
I'm a school.
Yeah.
Right. So do you think that model is better?
I mean, it's hard because their kids are at that age, right? And not everybody's going to make the jump. So I still think you have to take in consideration, we need to get these kids the right education and stuff like that.
No, I get that.
Oh, so
no,
yeah.
I'm basically talking about on ice, off ice development, and then games.
Yeah.
And what calendar do you think is better if you want to make a jump from minor to junior?
I think the European model, because there's probably less people, is better for development. So
because Western Canada, we see academy model, right?
Right. And I think that's better.
You think that's better?
I do.
But then once you make the jump to junior,
then
if you are that level of player,
then you got to get into that.
Then we should get on a pro schedule.
Yeah. But think about it. For the younger guys' ages, they'll practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They are on the ice a lot. We talk about not being on the ice a lot, but they're on the ice a lot. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, and then they'll play one game or two games, or they'll play a tournament where they play 5 games. And maybe there's 15 to 20 or 25 kids in that age group, and then not everybody plays the weekends. But I think that just gets some more touches and more development time. Right. Here in Ontario, it's like I don't understand. The GTHL is supposedly one of the best leagues ever. I mean, we just talked about it. You got teams playing at 9:30 at night on a Wednesday night. How does that help anybody? That doesn't help the kid going to school the next day. How do you get up for that now? But this is you're napping, which kids have probably never napped. And if you don't make the playoffs, you're done in February.
Yeah.
We could get into that. I think they need to really reassess the G.
Well, the one that I can't figure out with the G is the inability to give a schedule for the whole season.
That's another.
The OMHA, your schedule from now.
I'm set. We're set.
The end.
Yeah.
The G, I talk to parents. They're like, hey, we want to get the kid in, my son in or my daughter in. He's like, but yeah. It's like, I just don't know the schedule yet. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, we only have the next month.
Up to the next month, and then you could cancel practices because games coincide. It's a mess.
That
now
part
I don't know
sense.
if it's an ice scheduling thing, but they do it in the OMHA.
You don't book your ice 1 month at a time, do you?
No.
Anyway.
So I think that's the biggest thing. I like that mindset of once you get to the OHL, you're in a routine.
In a pro schedule routine.
You still have to concentrate on your schooling.
That 100%. But that's obviously a challenge, and I think the OHL schedule makes it more challenging for school. We've definitely seen that just being with the team. It's like the kids have school. The way it's set up right now in Brantford, the kids have school before practice, and then they have practice, workout, and then they go back to school after practice.
Yeah.
And they have a combination of hybrid in person
Yeah.
and at home or online.
Yeah.
But when it is online, it's inside of a classroom, not dissimilar to this, with a teacher there as well.
Right.
So there's some structure around it. They're really doing a good job just trying to create some consistency, but it is a challenge. You go on Wednesday or playoffs come and now you play.
Yeah.
every
I mean,
second day.
I think the university guys that are coming out are still really well prepared. I mean,
sure.
At the end of the day, it boils down to like what type of person you are. Are you able to
Right.
adapt?
Yeah, pro schedules. I was talking to Connor today about it. I pulled their schedule and like plotted it on a calendar because I was curious, and they have a crazy start to the year. I don't think they go east. I think they go east one time after December 15th. Think about that.
So they go east all at the start.
The Oil does not fly east one time after December, or maybe it's one time after December 15th.
Wow.
They play like every second day in November.
Yeah.
And then they're
Does
west.
that have to do with the Olympics, maybe?
I think maybe partly because it needs to be condensed, but then after that they're on the West Coast, which probably is good, to be honest, especially with the Olympics, because you got to think those guys are going to be pretty tired.
Yeah.
That are in there. But yeah, it was just a crazy schedule. Like the NHL schedule is a challenge.
Yeah.
It is not easy. Like
No.
people don't appreciate how hard it is to go and fly and play and fly and play and fly and play.
Yeah, I mean they're
Time zone switches.
they're taken care of, but at the same time, it's your body's changing.
Yeah, you're taken care of, but you might be getting in at 2 or 3 in the morning and then have to play. Like it's not
Trying
not
to
easy.
sleep.
Trying to sleep, like down reg after a game, get back up. So
Yeah.
anyway, which leads into the second point on this board of ours. What do the pros do in season? And I was actually texting a parent last night about this, so this is quite funny. He asked me how many times a week do you think kids should train in season? And to be clear, this kid doesn't train with us. I know his father. He asked how many times a week do you think kids should train in season? I was like, well, our pro players train pretty much every day they have a work day, right? So, if they have a rest day, then they'll rest.
So we're looking at what, 4 to 5?
We're looking at 5 or 6, to be honest. Like they probably have one rest day.
Different stuff.
Different stuff, but they do something. They're on the ice and they do something off the ice every day that they have a work day. Might be a regen day, might be a prime day, like a get ready for the game, might be a post game lift. Like it doesn't, it might be a mobility stretch session. Like there's variability, but they have a work day.
Right.
6 days a week, let's call it.
Okay.
OHL guys, scale that down a little bit. They still have a work day 5 days a week at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys in Brantford will have at least 5. Right? Again, variability in what goes on, but nonetheless. And so he was like, "Oh, what do you think? Like, should you just, is once a week enough?" I'm like, "No, it's absolutely not. Like, you need to find a way, even if you're a minor hockey player, to get 2 or 3 days of work in during the week." But
now, when you're saying work, do you mean just in gym work, or are you talking practices as that too?
Well, I'm talking in gym work because practices are already buttoned up and taken care of. But you do need to find some. You need to do it. Like it's a requirement. So then he asked me schedule, which is what I wanted to talk about. So like, how should you structure it? Let's say you play on weekends, like most minor hockey players do.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what sort of cadence would you suggest? If you play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or sometime in that capacity, and you're going to train twice a week, then I think you should train Monday, Wednesday.
Yep.
Okay. If you're going to train 3 times a week, which I think is the right call, I think you should train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. That's what I believe. So you get 2 heavier work days in Monday, Tuesday.
At the start of the week.
At the start of the week when you're, a little bit fresher. Then you've got Wednesday off. Then Thursday you get more of a speed power prime day where we're moving weights fast. We're feeling good about ourselves. We're confident. And then you go into the weekend playing games.
Yeah.
Right? And so just in terms of schedule, he asked, so I thought it would be fun to share on here. And then the other question was like, well, what do the pro players do in season as it pertains to sleep, nutrition, and recovery? I mean, sleep is a priority. We talk about it all the time. You need to prioritize it. They spend a lot of time thinking about how to improve it, right? Because they're traveling different time zones.
Right.
So a lot of our pro guys are pretty dialed in as it comes to sleep routines. We've talked about that a lot on the podcast, but like make it dark, make it
cold,
phones away, adhere to that. Try and get as much sleep as you can. I know sometimes you play late like your kid, you gotta get up early for school.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe don't book that extra on ice session or that extra session in the morning.
Like I've thought of,
like, hey, that extra hour and a half of sleep is going to make a big difference in 8 weeks.
Yeah. And everybody knows their kids and they understand what they should and shouldn't do. Like, like they do well or they don't do well with sleep and they need their sleep.
Yeah. Recovery wise, I mean, I think the big things are staying on top of your recovery. Like if things are nagging you, like get on top of them early. And then getting treatment on a maintenance basis, I do think matters a lot too. It's like have a good massage therapist, good sports physio, good sports chiro, whatever it is, and just get something on a regular cadence every 4, 5, 6 weeks. Even if nothing's going on, like little work on the ankles, hips, shoulders, make sure everything's buttoned up, clean bill of health on your way, as opposed to waiting until something happens. And then if something does happen, then I think it's like get on top of it as fast as you can, as early as possible, and like double down and prioritize on that.
I think the biggest thing I see about the recovery part, just to jump in there quickly, is like I don't think we do a good enough job, and myself, I have to work better on it. Is like games or after games. So like, a kid might play in an hour and a half away, and it's like we get right into the car, and there's nothing there for him to eat, or there's nothing there for him to drink as a shake, or a recovery that way to get his nutrition in, like from a nutrition standpoint. So it's like, okay, we'll just stop at the Timmy's and we'll get him an egg sandwich and a booster juice. I don't know if that's good for you or not, but that like prepping meals, like for instance, like my guy's going to come here and work out before practice. And it's probably the first time he's going to do it. So he's going to go on the ice and he's going to feel like,
oh yeah, he's not going to feel great.
He's going to be like, that sucked. I'm like, but that's a lifestyle. That's a pro kind of thing. So, when he comes in, it's like, okay, now you have to have a snack. You have to force yourself to eat something or get a shake and then go out. And we don't do that good enough even, from getting into the car and just leaving, right? You're just like, okay, I'll just grab something on the road. I got to get going, right? So I think that's a big thing for recovery. I think the phones are huge. I think the phones have to go away on certain times. But, when does it come to like a post or like a obviously pre-warm-up, but like post-down, cool-down? Nobody does that.
No, and I do get that it's tough at a minor hockey level.
We used to do it I used to do it when I was when I watched the junior and younger kids in Europe do it all the time.
But you definitely could do it. You just need to build it in as part of the culture.
Right, but it's a whole different thing there, right? You drop your kid off, he's 12 years old.
Yep.
He gets on the little bus. The coach, trainer, they drive to the game. Parents will come after by themselves.
Right.
So the bus leaves at a certain time. So they're already getting prepped for this, right? It's like, okay.
It's a routine.
Yeah. We get there, we take our bags in, we do our warm-up, we play, we do a run or a cool down. We have our food, we get on the bus, we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's pretty like
it's
dialed.
It's dialed.
Like, could you imagine here, like if this was our home rink, every parent would just drop their kid off here.
Yeah. And we take care of
we're talking to Cam about it. Like we play at 9:30. Okay, let's get dropped off here at 7.
Yep.
Let's warm up.
Yep.
Let's have our stuff. Let's warm up from 7 to 8:15. Everybody's going to get on the bus together. We're going to go to the game. We'll get there just in time to get dressed because we don't need to be there because it's a crappy rink setup.
Yep.
Eat, boom, back on the bus, back here, get dropped off. Everybody gets picked up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a shake here. We have a cool down. Like I thought about that.
Yeah, it's not a bad thought.
No. Right?
No, the only place it gets challenging is when you're dealing with these open border, like wide
kids driving to St. Catharines.
Yeah, exactly. So that's when it becomes challenging. But otherwise, no. What? Sutton. Well, even what's his name? Lemons. Those drafted to Sarnia first round. Like they live out that way. He played in the G. He didn't stay here.
Oh yeah.
He went home every night.
Hey guys, I know guys coming down from the Sioux. I won't mind, like coming down from the Sioux.
Yeah, but not every day.
No, they're going to rent down here, right?
No, I know, but this kid didn't.
Every day.
He lives an hour this side of Sarnia, and he would go back and forth.
Wow.
So a lot of late nights. So it is a challenge, but I don't disagree with you. I think the other big thing about nutrition is you have to keep your calories high. You cannot lose 5, 10, 12 pounds during the season.
Yeah.
You work so hard, you have to keep your calories high. Sometimes you don't feel like eating. I get that. Shakes are a great option. We'll get Sil on to talk about it a little bit more. Easy consumables are important, not junk, but you do need to keep your caloric intake high. Otherwise, you're going to lose muscle mass. You're going to drop weight. It's going to be hard to play. You're going to get sick.
Yeah. I find that already now, just even coming home from practices, like the kids are hungry and it's like, what do we have? And it's like, well, we just had dinner. I'm like, yeah, but we got to feed them, right? So it's like yogurt and granola or a bowl of cereal. And I know Sil's like, no, that's not the one, but you have to be prepared. And
little prep, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, we got what do we got? 2 things left on here. Culture with new teams. Just chatting about that component. What do you think? How do you think you get a good team culture? What is it? What is it that makes good team culture?
I think you have to have a good core.
Yep.
You have to have guys that are bought in for the same reason. I think it has to be a mindset of like, okay, here's where we want to go, and this is how we're going to get there, and we don't care, who gets the glory, the team glory. A culture of, I think what you said is like knowing what kind of work we have to put in before and after and how we have to live away from the rink. And I think the other thing is a tight new, like, do you have a good group of guys together, tightness?
Right.
Like, is there, do they care for each other? Do they fight for each other? Do they Do they hang out well? Do they mesh well? I think it's hard. Like you have a lot of guys coming in, they have to mesh well, right? So I think it takes those older guys and those leaders, and that would be my other thing is like you have to have good leaders. I think the leaders, and they don't always have to be the guys that put the points up, but they have to be able to know how to get the best out of them, each other, and then comes leadership, comes coaching, and comes like front office. Like everything's got to be in the same direction. You can't have people coming from other sides wanting. I was the guy that made this happen. Or I was the guy that made this happen. No, we're doing everything for the collective good.
If you hear the word "I," you're probably in trouble.
Right. I remember going to when you
Or
go to
that's my team.
you go to new teams. I think a kid going to a new team, especially a pro guy, is going to go in there and he's with a chip on his shoulder, trying to prove himself to get himself fit in. Like I remember, if you get stagnant, and I've told our kids this the other day, it's great to be comfortable, but it's not great, right?
Right.
Being comfortable is. Pushes you in situations where maybe you don't push as hard, or you don't fight as hard, or you don't compete as hard. So I don't ever want to get comfortable. I thought when you change teams, you get out of that uncomfortable state. So, but I think culture starts from leadership, from core, and I think for me, I just had when we really had good close teams, we always were successful,
Right.
and nobody really cared.
And it can't
know
be,
your role.
And it can't be one direction only, I think, is the other thing that's important. It can't just be top down. So you can't think like just management is going to set it, because that's not the case.
No.
And it can't just be bottom up.
No.
Right? You can't just have players try and set it and then have no support on the top.
You can't have the fight against. You got to meet somewhere in the middle.
You really do need both coming together. Otherwise you're up a paddle. Up a paddle?
Up a creek.
Up a creek without a paddle. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Paddleless.
Like you can't walk in
Rudderless.
there. You can't walk in there and expect, the new guys in Brantford to make this huge, culture change and then have the players not do their part.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. No.
So, and it's even like I start to see it now with the younger kids. It's like you gotta go get those 5-6 guys and say, okay, hey, listen, you guys sort of, want to be the leaders. You see that guys listen and watch you. So like you have a little bit more of an expectation to act appropriately and to do the right things. And then people will follow.
Yeah.
And that's okay. If you're a guy that's going to follow, that's fine. And it's okay to be that guy. But you need those other guys to have that, because if not, it just goes all over the place.
Yeah. And then you get divided teams, and then you're really in a,
and I do really think that what you're saying is it's like, if you want glory for yourself, then I think it's the wrong sport for you.
Just in general, anytime, I don't know. Anytime you start hearing my or I around something, and it's not just an opinion.
Our team.
It's our team.
Yeah.
It's
our
like this
team,
place.
our culture. It's
everyone. We worked with each other.
Yeah.
No one works for anyone.
And nobody's above anybody. I mean, and I think it goes back to like the little things, like the best player in the world is pick up pucks. Like you see these guys leave, they don't pick up pucks. Like, what are you better than like pick up pucks? Help pick up pucks. Yeah. Help carry water around. Like,
it's not small.
And
thing.
it's not demeaning of yourself. It's not like you're not below that, but it's part of what we're trying to do in culture. And and it has to be grown and it has to be passed on. I think that's the other thing too, right? Because guys will leave.
And the next group needs to step up.
Steps up.
We were talking about this a lot. Like, why is London so good every year? Like in junior hockey, it's like, well, they've obviously created a culture of success, and they have an expectation, and they treat it like pros.
Yeah.
Like they have a pro culture.
Yeah.
Because you'll look at their roster at the start of the year, and you're like, they won't be that good, but then they're good.
Yeah.
And it's because they have a pro mindset, I believe.
Yeah.
So you need to create that pro mindset inside of the organization, and then, like you said, you get some good leaders, and then they pass it on to the next group and the next group and the next group. And I think for minor hockey, it's honestly no different, right? It's like if you want an organization of excellence, then your management needs to be on board, your board, and the people that run your org, then your coaches, and then your coaches have to select players that can bring it up.
Yeah.
And so then you're top down and bottom up together.
Right. And if it's not the same coach the whole way through, and when you jump from team to team to team, those coaches have to bring the same philosophy.
100%.
And is it at the development philosophy throughout the thing, or however it is? And I think that's the biggest difference. Like you go from one coach to the next coach, and that they're in a win right now mindset, then that's not going to help the
you need this ethos, this like org ethos. This is what we stand for. This is why we're doing it.
Yeah, and it has to be set, and you have to be, I think I'll leave it with, you have to be patient, and we can talk about patience maybe on the next pod, but you have to see it through.
Yeah.
You can't just jump for the quick
No,
results.
no. Yeah, it's a flywheel. It has to turn a couple times.
Yeah.
It's not instantaneous. So, all right. Well, that's good. Touching a lot of things there. Anything else you want to chat about?
No, just keep enjoying the game. Like,
Hockey's fun, guys.
hockey is fun. It is just a game.
It's awesome. See you next week.
See ya.